Brown or someone else off. We wanted to take this opportunity to talk with an expert about how parents and grandparents and other caregivers might be able to handle situations when you lose your cool with children. Ruth Hamblen is with Bonheur Center for Children and Parents, which makes home visits and helps parents cope with those little, sometimes daily annoyances. I mean, let's be honest. It can be tough.
Being a parent is a stressful job. And perhaps if parents could accept that as the first step, that being a parent is stressful and that they need help, that it's normal to feel stressful, that might make them more willing to reach out for help. They cannot really do it alone. We know that one of the protective factors to keep families safe is that families have social connections, that they're connected to other people who will help them, listen to them in those hard times, and just through those normal times of taking care of children.
Let's say they take, Ruth, that first step there. What comes next? What else can they do, a parent do, to keep, or grandparent for that matter, to keep their cool as well?
Well, I think they need to have sort of a safety plan, you know, so that they know that if I get to that point and I really am losing it, one of the things to do is to put the child down, whether, you know, in the sense of take my hands off the child and make sure that child is safe. If it's a little one, put the child in the crib, even if she's crying. Make sure that they're not hurt, that they're not sick, they don't need a diaper change, or maybe they're hungry, find out. But just get your hands off of them. If it's an older child, maybe get them to sit on the bed, and give yourself, the parent, a grandparent, a time out. Just say, let me take a deep breath and relax a minute, walk away, because I really don't believe that most parents intend to hurt their children. I really don't believe that. But people can get so frustrated and emotions run so high and they don't know what to do that they lose it.
Because, you know, what brings to mind is the recent Shakara Dickens case, and we remember the courtroom testimony. The mother was recently convicted, saying that her child Lauren would not stop crying. And then obviously she apparently lost it, to say the least.
And eventually children will stop crying. It really gets on parents' nerves, but if we make sure that they're not hurt and they're not sick, a child can cry for a period of time and be okay. All right, so let that parent have that time out. We do have programs where we go in, where we have home visitors who go into the home, because what we want to do is really build up these strengths in families and try to prevent these situations, prevent any family situation from getting to that point where it can be explosive and dangerous. So we have the Healthy Families Program, we have the Nurse Family Partnership Program, where these home visitors, some of them are nurses, go into the homes, and these programs are for first-time mothers, okay? And we work with them anywhere from the time that the mom is prenatal until as late as the child is 5 years old.
And do you do that, building up the expectation, letting them know, like for instance in the case of Shakara Dickens, as you mentioned, you're also exhausted when you have a baby, so you can come apart and not be a bad person. I mean,
it is hard being a parent, and the time, and young parents particularly are parents who are isolated, who don't have a lot of social support. They don't have a grandma or an aunt or someone to, you know, say, come in and let me have the afternoon off and take a break. Let me just get a nap. You know, let me have some time to myself.
Do you set that up with them in advance during the prenatal sessions, where this will happen, expect it?
Absolutely.
So let's come up with something you can do in that moment.
We want to have those safety plans. We want to help parents understand and have realistic expectations about themselves and about their children. The children have lots of needs, and that parent is that 24-hour caregiver, and so it demands a lot.
And Ruth, do you think more parents are stressed out these days, or are we seeing more cases like this because of the family dynamics changing?
I don't know if it's more, but we know that there's a lot out there. We know that there are an awful lot of single parents, and not that they can't be good parents, but oftentimes that may mean that they're a little isolated from other people. They don't have the support. Finances, of course, the economic situation is another stressor on families. You know, housing situations, trying to find jobs, all of those things that add to life in general that we all may face, and then having a child or two children or more, you know. So, but we also, the Tennessee, Prevent Child Abuse Tennessee has a 24-hour helpline. It's 1-800-CHILDREN, and parents can call there at any time to get help or support.
Ruth, thank you very much for your time this morning. We do appreciate those tips.
You're very welcome.